Now, you may remember back in January, we brought you the story of a West Cumbrian school teacher who was making a resolution to lose weight and hopefully inspire his pupils to also live a healthier life.
We thought we'd better check up on him to make sure he was. Jonny Sunter decided to tackle his weight after finishing last in a duathlon event last November. This weekend he took part in another. He's already knocked an hour off his time. We're happy to say that Jonny joins us now in the studio along with our GP, Dr. Gatehead.
Well, welcome both. And Jonny, let's start with you. Clearly some big changes since we saw you last. How much have you lost?
Well, today, 3.5 stone in total since the 1st of December.
Right, so that's 3.5 stone in 3.5 months?
Absolutely, yeah, it's about right.
That's quite a lot of weight. You've obviously lost quite rapidly. How have you done that?
Just through a whole lifestyle change, I think. I don't like to call it a diet. I like to call it a lifestyle change. I've obviously really watched what I'm intaking now, as well as making sure that what I'm doing exercise-wise is beneficial towards the goal that I'm working towards, and not putting myself at risk of any sort of injury that could halt the progress that I want to make.
Right, now you say you've got a goal. You've actually got 2 goals, haven't you? Tell us about them.
2 goals. The initial short-term goal is the duathlon that will come up in November, which my aim that I've set myself is to finish in the top 75, which meant that from last November I need to lose an hour and a half almost off my current pace from November. And then the more long-term goal is the wedding that's coming up in just over a year's time in April.
Right.
So there's 2 quite substantial goals there.
That long-term goal then is hopefully going to make you maintain the weight once you've actually lost it.
Absolutely.
Talk us through a typical day of food. What kind of foods do you eat?
A lot of high protein and not so many carbs. I mean, on a non-training day, it's omelette for a breakfast, a bit of fruit at break time at work while I'm at school, a nice salad with a good portion of either chicken or tuna or something like that, and then evening meal is a plate full of vegetables with another portion of meat, whether it's red or white.
So no biscuits, no cake, no chocolate?
Not absolutely no biscuits, no cake, no chocolate, just enjoyed in moderation as a treat rather than just a general day-to-day binge picking at, which is difficult in the staff room because the staff room's constantly littered with biscuits and so on. But the staff are good at slapping my hand away just when if temptation kicks in.
Moderation is the magic word there. That's what the doctors always like to hear, Aggie. Johnny's saying all the right things there in front of a doctor, but 3.5 stone in 3.5 months, that's a lot. That could be a bit scary.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And it depends what your starting point is and how you do it in many ways. I mean, Johnny's a fantastic example of what a decent diet and increased exercise can do. But generally speaking, you only want to lose about maybe 1 to 2 pounds a week. Because there are some dangers if you go on these fad diets and so on. For example, the adjustments that your heart has to make whenever you lose a lot of weight can actually lead to abnormal heart rhythms. Your body needs a little bit of protein as well just to keep it going. So generally speaking, it's not a good idea to do too much too quickly, but if you do it like Jonny, then you get the results that he's got.
And the balance of the diet there, Jonny explaining your different intake on training days to non-training days, these carbohydrates that you're not having too many of, they're important, aren't they?
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. It's a great idea if you want to lose weight to try and reduce your carbohydrates, but carbohydrate essentially is the body's supply of glucose. And it's pretty much the only supply of glucose that we can get, and glucose is essential for energy. So if you're going to exercise effectively, you need a bit of energy, so you do need a bit of carb, yeah.
So some advice then, direct advice, there you go. To keep the weight off, once you've got it off, you're doing a grand job in losing that weight, but sustaining it, that's the key.
Well, sustainability is everything, but I mean, Johnny's an absolute star. You know, he's shown how effective somebody can be when they're motivated. I guess the problem is now, Jonny, you're going to find that the weight loss is going to plateau off, and you've got to be ready for that physically and probably psychologically when you're so motivated as you are, but I'm sure you'll keep it up.
What's your fiancée's name?
Jill.
Does she motivate you?
Absolutely. She, you know, the support comes in from various different strands, from the kids and the teachers at school who are, you know, in the running clubs that I've had to set up now because they're so keen to be involved in this. To Jill, who's, you know, dead supportive when I get out at 5:30 in the morning out of bed to go for a run when I don't necessarily want to, and obviously I've got to wake her up as well. So
she's an
absolute star. She's there ready with the hose pipe when I come back from a muddy run as well before I come in the house.
Putting so much effort into this. I mean, it's a huge lifestyle change. Do you think this is something that you will be able to keep up forever?
Absolutely hope so. I feel so good in myself. You know, the low self-esteem is dissipating. The body image of myself is increasing. It's not where I want it to be yet, but I wouldn't expect it to be after 3.5 months. You know, this is it's a long process, and hopefully we'll get there and then maintain it there. And this is the new me.
Well, you're a an absolute role model for so many people. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank
Good to see you both.
And thank
well
you,
done.
Archie.
A pleasure. I'm very envious.
Well done to all
No
of
need.
the fellow staff and the students in those running clubs as well. You all keep it up as well, won't you?